Despite my love for Maggie, the Lincoln Lawyer Season 3 paired Mickey with a much better romantic match. Though the Netflix series is far from a romance show, the strong women characters in the Lincoln Lawyer that Mickey romances have a strong influence on his career as a defense attorney. His primary romantic interest throughout seasons 1 and 2 is his ex-wife Maggie McPherson, who works as a prosecutor. Maggie is a divisive character among fans of the Lincoln Lawyer, with some viewers loving her and others hating her. I fall into the former category partly because Neve Campbell is an iconic actress and partly because the character is fascinating. Despite this, Maggie's romantic relationship with Mickey never felt quite right to me. They seem better as friends and co-parents than they do as partners. By the end of the Lincoln Lawyer Season 3, I became convinced that Mickey has a much better romantic match that could be his endgame. Andy has better chemistry with Mickey in the Lincoln Lawyer than Maggie. Andy and Mickey have strong chemistry because of their similarities. Mickey and Andy stand together outside the courthouse in the Lincoln Lawyer. While Maggie and Mickey aren't completely chemistry-free in the Lincoln Lawyer, their relationship feels like that of a couple hanging on by a thread. They clearly love each other but don't have a spark anymore. This became even more obvious when I watched the flashbacks in the Lincoln Lawyer Season 3, where Maggie and Mickey are more loving and sweet. In contrast, Andy and Mickey have a palpable chemistry that allows them to have flirty repartee and genuine intimacy that feels authentic. The bond feels stronger and more romantic, whereas Mickey and Maggie feel more like friends at times. The difference could be attributed to the length of the relationships. Over a decade of a relationship will change the dynamic between two people. Maggie and Mickey also share a child, which can add extra stress and decrease chemistry. However, I'm more inclined to believe that the difference is because Andy and Mickey are just a better match. They align more in their personalities, passions, and values. Why Mickey's job as a defense attorney isn't a problem for Andy. Andy understands that they are both working towards the same overall goal. Mickey stands in the courtroom with a picture of glory days in the background in the Lincoln Lawyer Season 3 Episode 6. While Mickey's job is a significant issue for Maggie, Andy doesn't feel the same way. Mickey and Maggie are ideologically incompatible in the Lincoln Lawyer, but I don't think it's because he's a defense attorney, and she's a prosecutor, despite Maggie thinking this. She tends to make moral judgments about Mickey based on his job as a defense attorney, seeing her job as a more righteous cause. Luckily, Andy doesn't have this same issue in the Lincoln Lawyer because she views defense attorneys and prosecutors in a more nuanced way. She doesn't engage in as much black and white thinking surrounding Mickey's career. While Andy thinks her job is important, I am happy that she also understands that Mickey has a crucial role in the Justice Department. The defense attorney isn't just trying to let criminals out on the street. Instead, he wants to ensure every person gets a fair trial and the system gets it right. Andy wants the same thing, even if she approaches it differently. The prosecutor even admits that, in a way, they are both after the same goal. Andy also recognizes that she and Mickey face similar stresses at work, making it easier for her to empathize with him. I love the fact that he shows up for her after the Scott Glass situation, and she shows up for him after what Neil Bishop does in the Lincoln Lawyer. This isn't to say that Maggie doesn't care or try, but she has a more difficult time understanding that the pair's jobs are more similar than they are different. Will Mickey and Andy get back together in the Lincoln Lawyer Season 4? Mickey gets back together with Maggie in The Law of Innocence. Despite being a better couple than Maggie and Mickey, the chances of Andy and Mickey getting back together in Season 4 of the show are sadly slim to none because of the source material. Mickey's fate in the Lincoln Lawyer Season 3 confirms that the next season will follow the story of The Law of Innocence, which involves Mickey getting tried for murder. By the end of the novel, Mickey and Maggie are back together, which lasts until the start of Resurrection Walk by Michael Connelly. However, there's a chance the show won't follow the book in this way, considering they had Mickey start a relationship with Andy in the Lincoln Lawyer Season 3. Andy wasn't in the books at all, so the pair's romance is a significant diversion from the books. I hope they will bring Andy and Mickey back together in Season 4 since they are a better match. Plus, they didn't break up because they were incompatible. Mickey and Andy just weren't ready to put time and energy into a relationship instead of work.